what's up? We are back at it again with these lovely ladies. And today, we want to officially announce that Mama Rona, our amazing hot mama from Sweden, is now one of the hosts of our podcast.
Yay!
Hi!
Na sinabi ni Daddy,
Surprise
bakit
ka
niya
ba?
ba hindi? No, ano ba ginagawa niyan? Tinanong mo man lang natin siya, gusto ba niya?
Well, thank you, thank you. Actually, it's my pleasure, and I'm not just saying that for the sake of it. Di ba? Parang, yeah, dati, oo, totoo, guest lang. So, I'm happy na doon sa time na yun. Pero maging kasama na talaga. One thing is, parang ano na rin to sa akin parang anad dun sa past ko na medyo nakalimutan ko before.
Oo
Di
nga.
ba? So,
Actually
parang,
kami din, correct, oo nga.
oo. So,
Mm.
parang ngayon lang ulit ako nag-high school.
Actually, oo nga.
I know.
Nawala ka ng mga panahong yun eh.
Oo, so yung blackout ko noon ngayon na nandito na. And I'm happy na
Never too late.
mapapakinabangan niyo na ako this time.
Mapapakinabangan talaga.
At saka, Rona, kung mapag-usapan man natin malimit yung past mo, for you to discuss it like alone sometime, nakakainis pa eh. Parang may
Wala.
buwisit, may inis. Ngayon, napagtatawanan na lang. So, parang normal na lang siya. Oo nga, no?
Lesson na lang na i-share,
na lang.
di ba?
Oo,
Kumbaga nagagamit lang natin to share na.
So anyway, so for today's topic, we will be talking sa isang foreigner. She's a French. And we will talk about how is it working or being with a Filipino friend. This and more for the episode 82 of the Lilac Lounge Day podcast.
Hey!
So our guest for today actually was the head of pricing management before and is now the head of expert technical support at Schneider Electric. So Schneider Electric is a global leader in energy management and automation, by the way. So she is a transformational leader, and she actually is the one who taught me how to have an intentional leadership. She's very purpose driven. She exemplifies clarity. She has very big impact across diverse teams. That's one way I can put it. And she actually leads a cross-cultural organization right now between North America, Europe, and even Asia. She actually have a very impressive agility. She can foster collaboration in between different organizations. She's very excellent in terms of managing geographical boundaries.
Nice.
So I think for today's podcast, so her deep understanding of the workforce dynamics, especially within the Filipino talent pool, she's in very well positioned to be a trusted expert, I would say, in identifying strength and development areas for Filipino talent. So I myself have a first-hand experience on that. And so I'm happy to introduce for today's podcast, Miss Genevieve Bon.
Welcome, Jen.
Welcome, Genevieve.
Welcome.
First of all, happy birthday. Rona, she said everything about you so nicely. We say thank you for gracing this episode, and we are just so happy to be speaking to you today.
My dear friend Rona that twisted my arms and told me I didn't have a choice but say yes. So
Like you have a choice, right?
I thought it was just easy.
yeah, I didn't have a choice. She just said, "Hey, do you want to?" Well, yeah, okay.
It wasn't a question. It's a command.
It wasn't a question. It was just like
Informing
just do it.
you. You have to attend like that. Okay. You might want to introduce yourselves, ladies. Shall I start?
Yeah, sige, go ahead.
Sige. Hi, Jen. I'm Dada. I'm based in New Zealand right now. We just migrated 2 years ago. By profession, I'm an IT business development professional and a little bit of humanitarian on the side. During my career in the Philippines, I've dealt with a lot of foreign partners. So my view on this topic is mostly us as Filipinos working with expats. So this is the first time that we'll have a non-Filipino who'll speak about the opposite side. We're going to talk about during this podcast episode. Thank you so much.
The only thing I can speak Tagalog, so sorry about
thank
that.
you so much. Thank you so much for telling us.
Hi, Jen. My name is M. So I am just the friends of these people. But I want to inform you that I am here also in Dubai, just like you.
I saw Dubai. Yes.
Yes, so just like you, we are. I'm a double decade here, so it's nice to talking to a person who has been with Dubai for 20 years. So I think we had
25.
25.
25. Oh my
okay.
goodness, I'm sorry. So you are 5 years older than me being here in Dubai. So I think we have a lot in common in terms of
Probably, yes.
culture, in terms of what we know about this country. But anyway, thank you for saying yes to this invitation.
Hi, Jen. I'm Ria. I'm here in the Philippines. Kabayan. I'm a housewife and my son has a special needs.
So
Okay.
interesting piece of trivia, Jen. Rhea and I go way back. We were classmates in kindergarten.
Kindergarten.
And we were
Kindergarten.
classmates in high school. Yeah.
Excellent.
I'm Grace and I'm here based in Singapore. So I've been working here for 15 years and my company is a Sandvik Mining Construction. So it's a Swedish company. So I also work with a lot of expats. I'm also 25 years in this company since you're 25 years in Dubai. So 10 years in Philippines, then 15 years in Singapore. So I'm doing finance and yeah, we have a logistics hub here in Singapore and supporting the Southeast Asia region.
Well, I'm sorry for New Zealand, Singapore, the Philippines, because it's quite late for you guys. So
No problem with
okay.
that. That's all right. It's a weekend, by the way. So
on a Saturday night, sorry.
no worries. It's Saturday anyway, so we're fine with that.
Are you ready, Jen?
Yes. As long as the question that Rona sent me are the real questions.
Yes.
No, I think we
could be,
changed
it. Could
it.
be yeah, there are
It's more
some
personal.
rules.
It's more personal right now.
Yes.
Okay, the first question, and it's not there in the list, but anyhow, when was the first time you had encountered a Filipino, not co-worker, as a Filipino, even as a friend? What was the first encounter with a Filipino?
I think it's about 23 years ago or something like this in Dubai.
Mhm.
Oh, in Dubai already. Okay.
Yeah, in Dubai already, yes. Not in Australia, because I live in Australia, but in Dubai. That was mostly where I started to work and to be acquainted and to have kabayan around.
Yeah.
Now I'm surrounded because I'm in Manila City in Dubai. So, it's just
Filipino
next door.
country.
Yeah, I'm in Filipino country. So, yeah, it's about 23 years ago, something like that.
When you
Everywhere
learned
in
that
the world you
you'll
can
be
find
working with
Filipinos.
Filipinos, yeah,
Sorry.
what did you expect in the first place?
Honestly, I didn't know you guys. So, based in Dubai, I had no kind of expectation. I was just anybody and everybody that was around. And it was in, I think in Cummins Diesel, I started to have more acquainted with Filipino. And I didn't have any kind of idea.
Of course.
The karaoke, the food, your nature that is always lovable. I had no idea, no expectation whatsoever. So I started to get to know you bit by bit. That started with Cummins, yes. So at first I didn't have an expectation, just like a standard people that I was meeting, different culture. So
Well, in the first
I
place,
got to
Dubai is a multicultural country actually. So
yeah.
But how about the karaoke and food? Do you like it now, or we're too loud? Are we too loud?
No, you're not too loud. Karaoke, I would start singing, and I think the rain will come, which is not too bad in Dubai. So karaoke is not for me at all. And as for the food, you have some particular food that I really don't like those.
Balut.
Balot.
No, okay, that I never tasted, but those fat from the
Chicharon.
yes. Ooh, and everybody says perfect.
Me
with,
also. Ew. Chicharon, I hate it. Ew.
It says it's great with beer. I'm not sure. I mean, it says no, it's not for me. But yeah, I mean, you've got some other food that I like, but naturally, you like sugar and sweet and
Salt
salty
and
together.
And
So
oil.
sometimes, one of the things that I got the most surprise with was the sausages with the thing that you grill on the barbecue. You do skewer with a sausage and with a marshmallow and a sausage and a marshmallow and
During
a
birthdays. Is
No,
that it?
For the birthday party.
wrong. It's wrong. Sausage and marshmallow is not meant to be together.
Who did that? Even we don't know that.
Yeah, we're not doing that actually.
In Schneider, we were doing a lot of the food from everybody. Everybody was taking their food from everywhere. And so one day they said, yeah, it's something is party food. It's party food. I said, something is wrong here. It doesn't go together. So I don't
Actually,
know.
we cannot imagine that also. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, as you mentioned, our food is in between. Like if it's either you are salty or you are sweet tooth. That's why most of the Filipino, they died either of kidney cancer or diabetes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Or in
if
the
you're lucky, you
middle,
have both.
oily. In the middle, you have oily food.
Oily food.
Okay.
But no, you have some that are very nice dishes with chicken. Chicken adobo is probably one of my favorite.
Well,
Yes,
yeah,
yes.
everyone
It's a
loves
staple
that
food of
adobo.
Filipinos.
Your food is always very much inside of your culture. And what I like as well is the fact that no matter where I've been for so many years, you guys always share your food.
Actually.
I see,
Yeah.
you're Filipino, you have one dish or another, and you all share around the table. It's no, the European, they take their little lunchbox, they eat their lunch.
Exactly.
You would bring everything together, a bit the
Exactly.
way that you
Yeah.
guys drink, with the one glass of each.
Yeah.
Like, I want my glass, give me a glass. I don't want to drink out of the same glass from everyone.
Okay, so going to that point, what was your first impression of working with Filipino, or even just having a good time with Filipino? Were there any cultural differences that surprised you?
Not really. The only thing that you need to be adapted is you're very, very friendly. But at the same time, what we need to understand is that you are Asian as well.
Yeah.
So yes doesn't always mean that you agree. That might be a yes of being polite.
Yeah.
And if you're silent, we don't know if like you're not sure or you're with us. And one thing that I've always surprised me till this day is the Madam Rona, Madam Jenny,
Yeah.
Sir,
Yeah.
yes, Sir.
Yeah.
Oh,
For me, I
yes.
always ask them, call me Jen. I'm not Madam
Exactly.
Jen or Madam whatever. So
Yes.
Mom
you
Jen,
see?
Mom Rona, like that.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly.
It's
Yes.
actually a form of respect in the Philippines. So we're used to
Yes,
that.
exactly.
If you call them by first name, it may
Yes.
sound rude to us. This is why we're
Disrespect,
accustomed
especially
to
if the
using ma'am
higher.
or
Yeah,
sir.
if you go up the ladder, it might feel disrespectful. Yes,
Yeah.
that for me was always a bit surprising to see that you seem
Yeah.
very upbeat and everything, but
That's
the grade and the people and your boss always is like madam or sir, or
correct.
there is this form of respect that is very Asian that I've always
Yeah.
had. That was always a surprise for me. Even every time I tell them, okay, with me, I know you, you know me, no need to do this.
Exactly.
And the first impression is you guys are always extremely happy and always
Not
smiling.
really.
It doesn't mean that everything is going all right.
Yes.
It's just a first impression, that's all. But the smile and the laugh and the partying at with karaoke every weekend, I know I'm surrounded by it. But even if you don't have a lot of money, even if you don't have a lot of wealth or whatever, it's always singing, it's always happy.
That's true.
Which you take the French is the other way around. They're always whinging, they're always unhappy, they always,
That's correct.
so.
Yeah. No, just gathering, it's a feast.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes, it's always nice to be around, and then you know how to party. That's for sure.
Yes, definitely.
What strength do Filipino workers bring to the workplace?
For me, it's always been first the English. You guys have a very good English. You normally very well educated compared to some, so the level of education is quite good. You're very adaptable, so you can adapt from one place to another. I think as well, I would say that you're quite resilient. You can go through typhoons, through traffic, through deadline. You're just always gonna go through this. And you can have a team spirit. It's funny because it seems to be all for themselves, but at the same time, there is a lot of in Schneider and in the hub. It's there's always a lot of the team that can gather together and have fun and I think you tend to help each other to a certain limit.
Yes.
Without taking too much advantage
Mhm.
or up to your capability. But I think I sense there is a limit that they would not reach. It's not like we love everyone and we help everyone. You help to a certain limit, I would say. But yeah, for me, it's always been a big strength to have somebody that was well educated with a very good English and somebody that is adaptable.
You mentioned being adaptable. Is it a good thing? Because it could also be a disadvantage for some because we might not have our own principle or meaning our own because we always adapt. That's actually one trait of the Filipino that could be a disadvantage for us as well.
Maybe you're right.
Like-
Up to the level where maybe you get coached or trained
Yeah.
and
Right.
and know that you're capable of saying no. I
Okay.
think it's all how do you feel, if you feel secure or insecure with your boss,
Mhm.
or you feel that you can say no,
Yeah.
or you say yes until such time that you give your resignation and say I found another job out of the
That's
blue,
right. Correct.
Like, so I think you're adaptable up
Very
to a
true.
certain limit,
At a
and then
certain
without
point.
and then you change sometimes as well. I mean, for me, and I know it was one of your questions, but challenge is not really the adaptability, but it's sometimes around the feedback, is how to give feedback without making you lose face. It's like without you
Correct.
feeling that
Correct.
maybe you're in trouble or you cannot take it. So you cannot, I would not be able to approach you like maybe I approach some European and tell you exactly what I think straight away. I need to round it
Yes.
up. I need to make sure
Yes.
it's well packaged until
Yes.
we know each other. I mean, Rona knew me at the end, so I didn't need to go around and
Correct.
turn around
Like
the bush.
Correct.
they
So
really
she
take it
knew.
personally. Yes.
Yeah, exactly. And it can actually turn very quickly if you take it personally and don't understand. Then you can be
Yes.
demotivated and then quit, and then the next thing
Yeah.
you know, there's nothing there. So
Exactly.
Correct.
it's just a matter of understanding who you guys are and put a bit of salt and pepper until
True.
such time that the relation is made.
Yeah. Very, very true.
If Filipino, if for example, if we're giving feedback, especially if negative feedback, sometimes we cannot do it straight away. We need to think of ways how to deliver it nicely and politely because sometimes we do not want to hurt others' feelings. So we think
This is
twice on
true.
how to deliver it. Yeah.
Yes,
Or
and it's
we
true
need to be
that not
more straightforward. Yeah.
yeah, but I mean, at first, and I know that I'm not always the most loved one in the hub because I tend to be very. I try to
Straightforward.
work with people and everything, and at the end, I just need to tell them, no, it's not working out. So,
Exactly.
Mm.
and
Exactly.
and this is just to make sure that the change is coming. It's not to make them lose face. That can be a bit tricky because you don't want to feel that you are too gentle, but they need to understand that this has to change. It's a little bit, you need to sense it with whom you can do it and with whom you can't do it, and at what stage you can do it of the relationship as well. You cannot always do it first time around. I mean, it
Understood.
took me maybe with Rona 2 days to be able to do this. No, just kidding.
No, I mean, just to add up on that, and that's true enough. I think what you're trying to say, Dada, is that in terms of adaptability, yeah, that's the most important thing for the Filipino. Why we're being held back on the leadership position, I would say, it's because we're taking things too personal.
We're too
Yeah.
emotional.
We're too emotional, and it's not gonna work. If you're trying to be, when you're trying to transform something, that's why a nice manager is not as good as a good manager, actually. Because you cannot be always nice. When you're nice, you cannot hold people accountable, and yeah, you'll
As long
always
as
gonna
you're
be,
doing it with respect. For me,
yeah.
is
Yes.
a good
Yes.
manager would be a respectful manager of who you are, and because not everybody is the same. So I agree, Rona. But if you can do it with respect and understanding, and try as much as at first you can take it with the culture. The second time it doesn't change, you may want to take another approach. But always with respect and really understanding that the other person might not, and then for sure that's not going to work. But in terms of leadership for Filipino, maybe the adaptability, maybe the saying always yes when you think no, would be better to say no and why you're saying no rather than being pushed over to say yes.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
feel obliged that you say yes.
Oh, because it's in our blood. Like we tend to, we try to please everyone as much as possible. So now that we are, in a place like everyone should not be having like a behavior like that, because we are in a working uh place. Like everything should be done properly, not because you feel this way, you feel certain way for this person. So as of now, at least some of the Filipinos, they learned somehow that there are things that you have to set aside in terms of being emotional. Professionally, we have to adapt in a way that our company wants us to achieve, like certain goals, not because of the that is based in emotions. So we acknowledge that we Filipinos, sometimes we really tend to please everyone, even up to the extent that we are losing our own values, our own beliefs, just because we don't want to disappoint any person.
Maybe
And yeah.
sometimes even when you keep on saying yes, you may lose your how do you call it, the trust that is put into you, because if you say yes
Exactly.
but you're unable to be doing it and you don't keep deadline, that's where people tend to actually at the end say, I can't rely, or she's not understanding, she keeps on saying yes but there is no feedback, there is no
Exactly.
deadline, there is nothing, she just say yes because she thinks she says yes but she has no idea how to do it. So but it's as well a question of the manager to understand that. I mean, I think it's a journey that you guys have started, that it's I've come across some lady that says no and some guys that says no, Filipino. It's still a minority, but when you find one like that saying no for a reason and they explain to you why, and they understood that it's just a common, you can be, it's who you are, but you can be who you are amongst at home. After that, in the community of work, with romance, you need to do like romance, you need to adapt yourself, your own, I mean, who I am myself versus who I am at work.
That's right.
There's not much of a difference. I've decided that
Yeah.
who you see, what you see is what you get, but some people are totally different, so you may need to really indeed differentiate both.
From what I observe, usually the Filipinos are like that if they're dealing with foreigners, if they're dealing with foreign partners or co-workers. But if among the Filipinos, it might be different. Second point is it's probably generational, because the generation right now is very different from our generation. It's totally different. They're
Look, I
more
don't know.
straightforward right now.
I don't know amongst yourself, but I've seen some behavior with other Filipino boss that sometimes I feel that is very much even more so than with European leaders. It's like taking even more of a stand back because you feel that, he's Filipino, he's older, he's higher than me, so I owe him even more respect. As for the younger generation, I don't know, but I've seen people younger than me, Filipino and Filipina, but not about your age, that start to change. I mean, I've seen some people that's taking the lead to actually change as well. Huh? It's not only the young generation, but it's slowly becoming less of an Asian culture, saying yes, not losing face and stuff like this, understanding that you can actually say no to somebody as long as you've got, why you're saying no. It's commonly understood. So I think it's more and more understood that way.
Yeah. The generation right now is more aggressive. Well, on the other side, they
They,
could be also stubborn. It's different in the workplace. If the generation right now, if we're talking about that.
yeah, maybe because I mean you're very group orientated and conflict adverse. You don't like conflict. You seem very humble, even though you want to go to a certain level.
That's true.
But it's something that you need to learn to get yourself. So maybe it's a very old stereotype. It's just a matter of seeing what people other than Filipino can do, and it's not because you're Filipino that you can stay with your,
That's true.
with the stereotype that people puts on your back.
I know.
Coming to that point, Jen, would you say that there are some of the opportunities that is, if we are Filipino now knows how to speak up, like we might have a better position in a company if only we are like aggressive and like we know how to get things done?
No, I don't believe in aggressiveness in the company. This is absolutely not what I want for the future of every companies. Companies have to change. It's we need to learn how to be human and to be like with each other as in and work in respect and understanding. So maybe one of your qualities that could be is your empathy, your group feeling that you've got with everybody. Your adaptability is it's something that will lead you to be having leadership qualities, but I do not think that being aggressive will get you anywhere. Not if you're European, Filipino, or whoever. This is not the path. On the contrary, I think it's just to be as a matter of being very human orientated, very empathic, but at the same time straightforward, resilient, and yeah, you need to adapt. When you need to say something, you can say something. You don't need to be aggressive. You can just, when you speak to your kids, you're not aggressive all the time, right? When you speak to your husband, you're not aggressive all the time. I think it's just a matter
All the
of
time for me.
yes, maybe in some instances, but normally with your friends you're not going to be, or if you have a disagreement you're not going to be. So for me, I think if you're at work or if you are somewhere else, you just need to remain who you are and deeply human. So I do not believe that there is any other way. So aggressive and coercion is something that everybody
Coercion, yes.
should actually forget. This is not the way to go.
Some of the conditions here, like some companies, like, not the same. Like we are multicultural, so somehow the presence of, being not taken, like being taken for granted because of the culture, because of the nationality. It's very evident here in UAE that there are some cases that because you are not Filipino, you cannot able to get that higher position. So for
I think
us, we have always encountered, yes.
I think it is as well the way that you put yourself before you even start. Sometimes it's behavior. You see that somebody in some companies, some women can go anywhere. Like, honestly, it's just a matter of having and feeling confident that you can do that. But it's your behavior as well within the company that when somebody comes, you are just like you passing. You say, "Can I pass?" You don't want to talk. You don't want to express yourself. You're not confident enough that you can actually speak up. Sometimes it's just to have a lot of confidence, then you can actually speak up. I think it's as well a self-inflicted story. Sometimes you just need to trust yourself. You can do it and do it. I don't think it's just Filipino. I think it's everyone. I've seen some Filipina lady that are very strong and could tell you to go off or something like this. It's just feeling enough. It's not because you're Filipino that you can't go anywhere. Yes, there is this stigma that you have beside, but it can go beyond that, I guess.
And how about on the note, like in similarity of being a French and a Filipino, like what attributes or what culture that we have in common?
Food.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we
You
both
like
love
salty,
food.
No,
salty also?
we like to eat, both of us.
Oh yes,
Of
yes, that's
course.
Drink
correct.
differently, but I think it's the way. Look, I don't know, because I wouldn't be saying that I'm a typical French either. I have a French passport. I have a French, but would I be
Agree.
tagged as 100% French? I think I'm probably a bit lost for France. So I'm more of an international flavor of everything. So I really don't know. I just love you guys for you're very bright. You are a population that is very bright, very happy, very outgoing. You just need to have more confidence that you can do things. Rona is one of
Yes.
them.
Actually, yes.
It took a bit of a convincing and said, you can do it.
Yeah, she is. Happy birthday, Rona.
Now, definitely, Jen is not the typical, French that you would know in your life. I can say that because I'm working with a lot of French people right now. And Jen, one thing that it's kind of funny, they're always saying that in France, you're always on strike.
Yes.
Like there's always a strike in France. Like they always complain. Yeah, they always complain, but at
Right.
least what they complain is, something bigger than their basic needs, I would say,
Yeah.
which is
Yeah.
different for the Philippines.
Mm-mm.
So,
Yeah.
yeah, it's a funny story, really. They're always talking about France is going on a strike. Yeah, on Friday, like there's a schedule. Yeah, they scheduled it. Those kind of stuff.
But it's funny because you guys would be probably, and French would be probably the difference, because if somebody tried to impose something to you, you might say yes, where the French would
Oh.
say no straight away.
Mhm.
They would need to be explained why they have that, and they would probably go on strike before understanding what's the, where you
Ah.
guys would stick to it and would do this. But I think for me, it's stepping into leadership role for you guys. It's more get out of your of this fear of
Comfort zone.
conformity, of
Yes.
standing out or things like this. Just
Yes.
because you are Filipino, even when you say that, oh, we are, and it can be intimidating, but it's just to get the step, and we should people that have this feeling to create the space to make you feel that you can actually do it, and encourage some people that we feel can take it. I mean, I've got Rona, but I've got some other Filipino. One of them left the company, opened his own company.
Wow.
I spend a lot of time speaking, and it's for me a matter of actually creating this exchange. Once you've
Mm-hmm.
created an exchange, then a person can feel a lot more encouraged and self making sure that they have the trust to do it by themselves, and then they launch themselves, and they're very good at what they do.
Mm-hmm.
It's maybe because I'm happy for that Filipino because he is associated with you. That the fact that you are talking about confidence, he might have taken some from you. It's because you mentored her. That's why she was able to have that confidence to finally open a company. Still no.
You- no, I think you all have it. You just
Mm.
I don't know. It's not because of me. I think it's just maybe to see a person in different view, and realizing that there is nothing different. I don't think it's me, myself,
Mm.
and I, Genevieve Bonny, or whatever it is. I think it's more to do with creating a different relation with the person, that they feel and they can learn that this can actually be, and
Mm-hmm.
because it's something that can be, then you can step up. I was as well earlier before. There was a young girl with in Dubai, in Schneider as well, and she at first she was just a receptionist. I'm the receptionist, and I started to give her more and more, and we were working very closely together. And she's gone back to the Philippines, and she help parents to for the business, and she she's developing the business and everything else. And it's you saw her when I first arrived, that was she was just a receptionist, to at the end she was like she wanting more and more and more, and it's just to
Right.
give and say yes, you can just do it.
Mm.
And
Mm.
you know and then people take confidence and they go on. So it's just a matter of getting yourself out of this stereotype that you even think, making sure that you know that you're totally capable like everybody else, huh?
One of the thing really is what Jen is saying is for a person, not just a Filipino, I think, for a
Mm.
person to be able to do something in a safe environment, like you're not being held down, you're not being pushed down when you have that kind of idea. They do not, they kind of give you a boost and encourage you,
Mm.
to work on those ideas. I think it's a safe environment that we really need for someone to
All of
thrive.
us.
Mm-hmm.
All of us, for
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
matter. I think the companies nowadays, they're not really catered to bring a safe environment or to cater to who we are as a human being.
Right.
It's just, you extract the most out of you. We're not machines at the end, we're just human.
Exactly.
So we need
Yeah.
to just make sure that we get the human as a whole. And for you, for me, for anyone, to just really feel confident that we can actually do something.
That's one trait of the Filipino that sometimes we need a push so that we know that we can really do it.
Constant, no? It's a
Because,
constant
yeah,
reminder.
because the confidence itself is there already, but if there's a little push from
It's
like for,
moody.
hmm so it's,
I think you're right, Dada. I think if there is a push and like as well listening, trust, and like listening to somebody's ideas and then let them try and then discuss and not being too aggressive in the face like everybody else. It's not only Filipino, right? But maybe more so with Filipino because you're maybe more touchy, but you just need to take who you are and with kindness and really put the trust into somebody and then they bloom. I've seen it more than once, but it's not really only Filipino, maybe more so Filipino, like we said, because you feel you have this thing about if I start slapping you, like a lot of people, some are more resilient and would start barking at you and would not accept that certain nationality. You guys would just say, okay, fine, I'm just standing back.
yeah,
I've been hit more than once. I'm just going to stand down. I'm not going to bark at you back, not like German that would eat your
yes,
head off.
I agree.
Rona, you mentioned that Yen is a transformation, something
That's
like
right,
Yeah,
transformational.
transformational leader, I would say. Yeah.
okay. So in what sense she was able to transform like you or somebody that you know from the company?
For the most part, she can make things happen. She can make
Mm.
changes. She would break the glass ceiling. She's not really afraid of if she has a goal or something, the vision of the department or the business, she will work on that. Not aggressively or rudely, but definitely she'll find a way. And that's one thing I've learned from her. That's why you don't need to be afraid. You have to say something. You have to
Yeah,
take personal responsibility if you want to change. Yeah, and especially you have those goals, right? And how would you be able to achieve those goals if you're not speaking up, right? If you're not doing something, if you're not calling out, not just people, but calling out, it could be something, an entire department or a process. I think it's very much being transparent. That's why she was able to transform, and make changes on those businesses.
we've been mentioning about good traits of Filipino workers being said like we're adaptable and we're educated and all. Can you give us an instance where there's a challenge dealing or managing a Filipino worker?
If you don't know me, I don't know you, is how am I going to be able to give you a feedback without you going back in your shell?
Yeah,
That's mostly the challenge on making sure that if the feedback is what it is and you still you don't know me yet of me as a human being and vice versa, and the trust is not yet established, is to be able to have this feedback without sounding too rude so that you guys don't shut down. And sometimes as well is to be able to be friendly to a certain limit, because with Filipinos sometimes it can be taken if you are over friendly or
that's
over
true.
too much, then
Actually, yes.
in that case there is no more boundaries. So
Boundaries, yes.
it's the boundary as a at the beginning and as a boss until the relationship is established is to be able to be friendly, be for me respect is the beginning of every and the end of
That's
everything,
true.
right?
That's true.
There's nothing without respect. Like I said, be a human. You say hello, thank you. When you see a leader stepping in, I was keeping on saying to Rona, I do not understand some of our leaders that comes into an office and don't say hello to people. If you're a leader, you say hello to your people. This is the base. We teach our kids that, right? The
Exactly.
first thing that we teach them is to say hello, bye bye, thank you, please. That's the
Yeah.
fourth thing that we teach them, right? So I think we need to come back to basic as again being human, but the challenge is really to be able to establish this relationship with those boundaries, because maybe sometimes being too friendly with some Filipino may feel like, oh, she's super friendly, she's my friend, and then they can go and overstep.
Yeah.
With some, I'm saying not with everyone, but with some that can be another step. And after that, it's difficult to just say no, or just again keep distance. So it's good to just it's a fine line, let's say. It's a very line with culture.
Because you mentioned a lot of good traits for us as a Filipino. Is there any traits that you find it very annoying, which we don't know, which we need to improve?
I don't think it's annoying. I think it's annoying in maybe versus the person of who you are, or the culture of in which lens you're looking at. I don't think anything is really annoying. I mean, French people could be annoying by the fact that they always want to be right. I think the Filipino might be. It's not annoying. It's just maybe a trait you should be careful by being trying to be always too friendly with everyone at work. But for me, it's just the way you are. So I would not even call it's annoying. It's just you're just friendly people, happy people. That's it. So no, I haven't really seen anything. Just to be very careful about when you say you can do it, you do it. That's what probably is the more on the edge for me. I've seen a lot of people saying yes, I'll do it, and there is nothing behind. And reliability on you saying yes and meaning it and doing it is very important at work.
Of course.
So that's what I would say in terms of the work organization, is not just say yes and then just letting it slide. That's where you probably have your reputation of just being, and then we need to push over because there's nothing done. If you don't do it, say no, I can't do it, or just swallow work after work. Is very often I've been asking Rona is, can you cope with it? If you cannot, just tell me, and if you cannot make the deadline, let me know. Don't say yes to everything I throw at you, because then I feel that you can do it, but I realize there is a lot, and then if you don't give me what I need, then I'll feel disappointed. So I prefer you to tell me, no, I can't do this, or push the deadline for further, so that I understand where I stand. So that's probably where I would say grace. Don't just say yes to everything, then being overwhelmed, and at the end you suffer from it by being too much pushed over.
Thank you, Jen. Because here in Singapore, we also find out some of the locals, they complain for Filipinos because we are too loud, we are too happy. They even put as petition that the Filipinos should have a separate bus because they are too loud. Because sometimes of course we gathered, and then we are all very happy, non-stop stories and all these things. So I think
Probably yes. Sometimes it's right. Like on the beach, when you gather all together and have the musical, that can be because you live always with each other, so you may not realize that people need space.
So what is one thing we can start doing today to support the future Filipino leaders?
In what way, Rhea? In what way is what you to support?
Probably like
We can do
behavioral or work ethics.
Yeah.
I think it's more trust and setting boundaries, probably.
Yun talaga.
Lead small projects, see that you're capable of. Offer feedback with kindness and openness, and being aware of the cultural differences that there is, and praising people, really. But for me, it's just embracing the Kabayan culture, and just some limits, but as well, as I said, to say to support the leaders and to feel confident is to set boundaries. Say yes when you can say yes. Don't overburden you with some stuff that you cannot do. Deliver on time, definitely. And if there is too much, say it. And say it in a way that they can understand that you cannot go beyond or work 24 hours 7 just to please somebody, because you have a life, and human like everybody. But from a perspective of other leaders from other nationalities, we need to really probably be more aware of what you need at the beginning to come out of your shell, and then once you've got confidence, that you don't need anyone. You just need to trust yourself. You can do it. I mean, it's not because you're Filipino or whatever. Like I said, the guy that started his own company, he trusted himself and he went and did it. I spent a huge amount of time with him at the beginning in the team, like I did with Rona. Rona was like on a on a hotline with me 4-5 times a day. But at the end, it's like a relationship that you create, and then after that, you let them run once it's done.
Correct.
Jen, thank you for your time. I know it's Saturday. You could have been doing some other things, but here we
No, but
are bugging
for
you.
Rona and no problem. The only thing is, I would say, and I would leave you probably with that, is find your own leadership style. You're Filipino, use the Filipino ways to become the leaders that you want to be. You don't need to replicate what other nationality have. So use your trait of empathy, of rallying the team, of being, together. That would give you a big strength over others. When you don't want to do something, say no. Don't be the leader, the Filipino leader. Don't try to adopt anybody else's leadership style. Find your own. And even as a Filipino, you might have different style between each other. So you don't need to mimic somebody else.
Thank you.
Thanks, Jen. I need that.
Yes, Rona, please.
Because actually, Jen, it seems like, whenever Rona is talking about you, it's like you are a person who gave her you pushed her. Like, you gave her the motivation and, like, I can do something. I can be anywhere. I can be better than this. She always mentioned that this Jen, this lady. So, for that, we say thank you, because to see somebody like, we know Rona, even the backstory of Rona, seeing her thriving in other country. So, it's thank you, because you're one of those people who pushed her, who speak with her like in regularly. So I
She
hope
probably
like
hated
every
me
one
at
of
the
us.
first time, It's like Jen
Yeah.
again, Jen on the phone, Jen on the phone, Jen. Can she leave her alone, Jen? Enough.
No, well, yeah, one funny trivia as well. When we first, so when she was already introducing herself to the team, and especially for me, when she asked me, "Are you okay if I place a one-to-one with you?" Yes, of course. So Filipino, right? Always, yes. And then the invite came in. 1 hour daily. Okay, I'm sorry. I should have been very clear with that, but yeah, no worries. Okay, what can 1 hour do anyway? That couldn't hurt. So
Challenge
yeah, so
yourself.
that's why. It's funny, but it really helped because not just for her, because she was able to get in touch with all the important things for the team, but also for me because it was a learning process. I'm learning a lot, and then it gives you that kind of confidence as well because I know for that fact that we're kind of talking every day, you're building that kind of relationship and trust altogether. So
But at the
yeah,
end, I was forgetting the one-to-one. That's just the beginning, I'm like there, and then after that, it's like, okay, she's doing it. I don't need to worry about anything. Yes, she's got it. That's
Because
fine.
Jen is
That's the
like
thing.
this.
You just go on the top and then you release it and then it's done. No,
Yeah.
it's not totally releasing, but we were not having an hour every week, every day afterwards. I didn't have the time
day.
either.
Like, it's Jen, like, see, for you just want to coach Rona, but for Rona it meant something else. It resonates with her that your impact, we can see, we can feel like, what has it been like working with you, being friend with you. So the relationship that you build, even you just want to coach this person who is capable of so many things.
I didn't even do it purposely as coaching. I was just doing it the way that I would feel that it needs to be done. And when I see that people are totally, and I was feeding from Rona as well. So it's not only me giving to Rona, it's Rona giving it to me as well.
Correct,
I need
correct.
to be fed by other people. It's
Mm-hmm.
like what people forget as well. Leaders do not detain the truth every time. They need to have more intelligent people than them to rely upon.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Or different sorts to be able to have a mixed team and to be able to strive. But yeah, I think it's a two-way street. I've taken as much from Rona as she's taking from me. Let's put it that way.
Oh. Have you been to Philippines, Jen?
Yes, yes.
How many
always.
times?
Actually, don't know. 5,
Yeah,
6
who
times.
can count?
So,
Something like that.
okay. So
Yeah,
have you
so-
seen any like major difference from the Filipinos back in the Philippines and Filipinos here in UAE?
Look, when I go, it all depends where you are. The Filipino in Dubai in certain companies tend to be more worldly. You know, they've already been acquainted with a lot more. But it doesn't mean that some Filipino that I met in the Philippines are not like that either. So, and a lot of them that are more adaptable have been abroad for some reason. They've been abroad, they've been acquainted with other nationality, and they understand the difference. So, but you cannot do a generality of this, honestly.
Actually.
You tend to see it, but not with everyone. You have Filipino here that does the same as in your country,
That's true.
and some that are a bit different, and then they go back to the Philippines. And look, I haven't seen you Kabayans at the end of the day. You just, what I find is that you just try to speak, and that's one of my major regrets. There's two languages I should have learned when I come to Dubai: is Hindi and Tagalog. With these two, I would have been queen of Dubai.
Oh my goodness. So you're sometimes also twisted with, see, remember when you're ordering grocery, like you will give them a good, perfect grammar instruction, and then they will reply with you, my friend, I cannot go. Sometimes I go straight and then go around and then step. Have you encountered this?
No, no.
No! This is the very Hindi. Like you will give them an instruction, you will call them, hello, good afternoon, may I order an apple juice? And then they will say, what, my friend? Order? They will distract all the things that you mentioned because they will only understand you want to order, you want apple. Where?
No, I
So,
haven't. I am. I don't know. It hasn't. I haven't really. Maybe with Hindi, but what I'm trying to say is, if I had learned how to speak those two languages, when you go and shop or just discuss in a restaurant or something
yes.
like that, just to say salamat po, or
Okay.
a few words, or if I could express myself a lot better, then the connection would be a lot easier. And
Yes.
I would meet people at a different level, and it's because there's so many Kabayan here that I would have had a different experience as well.
Okay, so have you been invited to like karaoke session, like fiesta, birthdays, like blessings, even the gender reveal? Have you invited by the Filipinos?
I've been in the Philippines. When I go to the Philippines, we've been like having those things, and over here I haven't not more like not the not at church or anything like that, but karaoke, yes, for sure.
So have you tried the Red Horse at least?
No, I don't like those
There's a
types of.
lot in Red Horse in Satwa.
I know, but I don't really like all this. It's like when we went to, I was doing my farewell in the Philippines, and that's when we all gathered in the hotel room, and everybody was in one hotel room with the two glass, and then they were all hard alcohol. But I was before living for 14 years in one of the building, and I had Filipinos, and one and in the weekend sometimes I could, hear both with the
Both
karaoke.
singing.
And at the end of the day, sometimes hearing some people being very sick on their balcony
Throwing
because
up.
of the alcohol.
Throwing
Yes.
up.
Natural. One time, throwing up outside, it's like, come on, man, come on. This is in the building. You don't throw up outside. You just.
But Jen, have you noticed that now it's September. We are approaching again November, December. You know that December is like the most celebrated month for Filipinos because it's an all the way 2 weeks event. After this 25 December, we are partying already. And then it is prolonged to another week because of the New Year.
It's not real what you're saying. You start in Christmas back in end of September. It starts Christmas, right?
Already started actually.
I went in October, and I was everything about Christmas. I said, come on, guys, Christmas is 2 months away, and everybody's changing their curtains and their
Yes, they're
everything.
putting
You
the
want-
Christmas lights.
I know. It's like, come on, guys, it's not yet Christmas. So you do Christmas for 5 months of the year, because it's
Yeah.
from
Yeah.
September until end of February. You have until 14th of February, until
Yes.
yeah,
Valentine's.
the Valentine's. So you have all this at Christmas.
Yes.
Yeah.
Then you have Valentine's,
Celebrations.
and then the rest. Maybe Easter, but I was not there on Easter. Less so in Dubai, but I've seen my friend. I mean, her house was totally like, it was no longer
Christmassy.
you had a house; it was a Christmas place. You know, it was like, what?
It actually
The lights
extended until
everywhere.
first week of January.
She even changed the
The curtain.
pictures on the wall. It's like Christmas pictures coming on the wall. It's
Because
Come on,
the
guys.
effort of putting up all this is too short if you're just going to put up in December. So that's why we extended
Yes.
from just September to January. So the effort is
I
there.
know, but it's like at
But-
the end, you're like, Christmas up to here. It's like, enough with Christmas.
Yes.
I've done it. Like,
Since you are 25 years in UAE, what made you stay here for the entire
For that
25
long.
years?
to be truthful, for me, is really the multiculturality in terms of work, right? Plus, I've had so many lives, different lives since the last 25 years, depending on where I work and everything else. But I know Dubai, you can make your own life, and you take whatever you need from it, right? You don't need to go and spend a lot of money or be, but now that I've got kids, another life, and honestly, we are not bad. I mean, it's just a matter of finding the right level of what you want and what you
That's
need.
true.
But I feel a lot better here amongst people from different nationality than only in France with French people, which is only one way of thinking. A lot of people were saying, "Oh, Dubai, there is no culture." You don't need anything. You just need to go and walk in the street. You know,
Yes.
you just need to go to Almaya. Either you go to the Sri Lankan zone or to the Gabayan zone,
Exactly.
but,
Exactly.
you want culture. You don't need to go to a museum. You just go in the street. That's it.
Yes.
Finish. In terms of work, because we were talking about that as well, this is very different from anywhere. I mean, the multiculturalism is very appreciable for me, at least. I really like it.
Actually, in fairness to this country, like, this is a place, like, we are safe here. That's the most important thing. And
Yeah,
for
but
us,
we need to be careful, because I mean, I'm sure that this is going to be a podcast, but we need to make sure that people understand when they come that you need to play by the rules. It's
Yeah.
not
Of course.
always it's not always fair. You cannot do whatever you want,
Yes.
and life can be very tricky and it's not all rosy.
Yeah.
You need to fight. Even for me, didn't come, and I didn't have, like, I was a sales executive. So you need to understand that it's not because you see the salary that everything is great. No, it depends on the company you're in.
Right.
You need to be careful who's looking after you. You need to be very cautious about how you behave. It's not the
Actually, yeah.
Philippines.
Yeah, that's right.
You need to be extremely, it's not like Rona in Sweden, it's Sweden, or you in New Zealand. It's totally different. Here
Yeah, that's true.
there is some rules we need to respect. We don't want to respect them, we need to leave, or you can be in big trouble if you don't. So you need to be very conscious of that.
Yeah.
And either you like it and you stay, or you don't like it and you leave.
Exactly.
Neither right or wrong. It's just a matter of understanding where you put your feet. And I think the
Can
rosy
you remember?
be a bit toned down a bit sometimes.
Can you remember, like, the first year you were here in UAE and it's your first time to experience the Ramadan? How was it?
Actually, no, because I have been in the Middle East since I was very, very small. So I really fell into it when I was extremely small, and I started to come in the UAE. I was 13.
Wow.
So
Wow. So it's actually more than half of your life.
yeah.
Yeah.
So Ramadan for me, it was not. I still remember though when the first Eid, that was during Christmas, and Christmas at that time was not Christmas that we know in the UAE like we do now, and there was nothing. There was no
Yes.
and I was away from
Exactly.
my family, and I was very, very sad and very
Yeah.
I don't like it. And that more and more now, it's more Christmassy than even at home.
Exactly.
So now I want to stay here, but 24
Yes.
years ago, my first Christmas was not a happy Christmas. I didn't want
My
to be here
gosh.
and
Yeah.
eat at the same time, so it was very different.
No, we just want to say merci
It's a
beaucoup,
thing.
because it's after
Salamat
Merci
po.
anniversary and
beaucoup.
it's another
Salamat po.
perspective that we're getting. So thank you very much for that.
Yeah,
Thank you
and I know for sure, like whenever we will see you or you will see a kabayan, like we know that we have we have a friend with you. Like whenever you see a kabayan, you will always remember Rona. You will remember a good friend, a good Filipino. So we know for sure that you are a person who will speak nicely about being as Filipino. So we say thank you.
Thank you.
I speak about good people. If you can
Yeah,
have Kabayan
Yes,
that are not all
you're
good,
actually very kind.
yes,
and
I
and
am. I am speaking good about good people. I'm not
Yeah.
taking everybody in the same pot, but yes,
uh,
it's
and I
easier
hope to
to.
see you in Satwa one time. Like if I go there also because I'm here in Riga. It's another
Yes.
colony for kabayans here.
Yeah. Don't worry. I'm just behind Almaya supermarket, so when you go
Okay,
to Almaya, think of me. Thank you very much,
okay.
girls. I must be
Thank
very
you,
Thank
late.
Jen. Thank you
you.
so
So,
much.
and
Thank
hopefully
you for
we'll see
your
you in the
time.
In Manila in
I hope
December.
so.
Hopefully.
Don't forget if you need mortgage, remember me.
Yes. See you,
Sige
girls.
talaga eh.
Bye
Thank
Thank
you,
bye.
Jen.
you.
Bye.
Thank you.